Hi guys, and welcome now to the graph section. I'm starting you off with the graph of the Moondrop May, and this is without using the DSP. This is using the Hakugai cable that you guys saw during the review. And as you can see, that 100 hertz point that I usually liked considering and taking into account corresponds to roughly the 2K area. Above that is the ideal, and then the little bit of energy that is above there is also counteracted by some energy below 100 hertz. So the overall sound signature it's really good. It sounds really genuinely very good. That's the reality. The May sounds like a phenomenal IM. It is. I just don't understand why it didn't get more love. The next one I'm going to be showing you is the White Tiger. Definitely full in the bass and very noticeable. And then in terms of the mids, upper mids and treble, it's detailed, but this bass here doesn't actually correspond to the reality. When you listen to it, it sounds significantly bassier than what it is, graphically at least, and it's a more fun, more bouncy sound. I mean, it's great sounding, but it's not as balanced as the May, without a doubt. Okay, let me take this one out. Let me put here. Oh, this is the Simgot EW300. I mean, the bass phenomenal on the EW300, really nice. The corresponding point again of 100 and so on, everything, and the implementation of the microplanar and the PZD has been really well done. Which, in opposition, for example, to the Canta, and I mean, this is not me downgrading the Canta in any way. You can see that the Canta has got way more energy up top there, which yes does confer a whole bunch of detail and so on and so forth, but it's not as correct sounding ultimately as the EW300. The EW300 is a really good sounding IM. It's as simple as that. I mean, if we compare the EW300 with, where's the Simgot? Yeah, the Simgot, where are we? Simgot, the Super Mix 4, exactly, number 19. If you can compare the two of them, I mean, let me just align it here. If you can actually compare the two of them, you can see the difference is not huge. What you do get on the EW300 is a little bit extra bass, which just kind of makes the sound a little bit more warmer and helps do away with that PZT. Occasional noticing that you can get on either one of them better. That's it, because that's the reality. While on the on the SM4, on the Super Mix 4, you have a BA also helping out the bass driver. In terms of the mids, on the EW300, it's that DD that does the majority of that frequency, and then it's just the microplanar and the PCT up top here. But anyway, like I was saying, the EW300 and the Super Mix 4 are two really good IEMs. Ultimately, yes, a little bit, a smidge more detail on the SM4, but when you take into account the price, the difference is not as monumental as you would think. Anyway, going back here to what matters. Okay, that's the Canta here. Okay, with the EW300, and I'll just throw in now here in black the Mimosa. And the Mimosa, let me just show you the Mimosa by itself first. The Mimosa, that 100 hertz point corresponds to 3.5, which is the peak of the pin again. It's got this kind of dip here in the mids to upper mid, which is kind of like almost meta-like, if you want to put it that way. But what that does is confer the sound, that nice kind of warmer organic tonality. Exceptional bass. I mean, compared to the May, for example, as you can see, it's basically the same, but it's fuller sounding in the bass. Maybe what it might lose in terms of that early pin again, mids and vocals, it then makes up for it with more detail up top slightly. So that's why I said it was difficult to choose between one and the other. And then compared with the Simgot, which are the three, these are the three best ones. Again, more or less the same situation. Any one of these three, honestly, you can go well. Yes, there is slight differences in the overall tonality, but it's not enough difference between the three of them for me to kind of choose an ultimate, this is the best one. The price is what is going to determine that. But the Mimosa, as you can see, is it's got a nice it's got a nice tuning. That's it. At least for me, there's no complaints whatsoever. All right, that's that. Now, going on to the second part, which is the EPZ, the P50. I'm going to show you first the P50. That's the P50, and I'm going to put now the SM4 so we can compare it with the SM4, the Simgot. There we go. Let me just align them now. Okay, and that's the SM4 aligned. You can definitely see a few things here, which is the EPZ has got slightly more bass, and it's a bass which is kind of meta done as well. It dips, but then it glides ever so slowly down, or if you're looking from this way, that way, it goes up until about 200 and then increases. It's got a little bit more detail, or a little bit more forwardness in the mids, but nothing much really. The difference, I think, that's the most noticeable, is that the overall timbre and the tonality of the EPZ is just more polished. It's not even that it's more correct, it's just slightly more polished, and then confers an overall sound which is just that little bit more elegant. Okay, if that justifies the $50 or not difference, it's something that only you can decide. But the reality is, you know, that they are, the two of them are very, very good IEMs. And compared here with the Quintet, which was the granddaddy of these, you can see that the Quintet is the leanest in the bass. Let me just take away the SM4. It's the leanest in the bass, definitely. But then it also has this area of the 5 to 7K that is being a little bit overly emphasized, and it shows. It comes out unnecessarily because of that leanness in the bass, that on the graph it doesn't seem like it, but when you hear it, you notice that there's that difference. Okay, and then let's just leave this and compare them with the EST, the Mega 5 EST, the 7th anniversary. As you can see, almost identical in terms of the bass, and they sound very similar in terms of the bass. The thing is, although they sound identical, when you actually push it and give it a little bit more liveliness, the fact that there's a little bit more energy in the mids somehow wakens up the bass of the EPZ and makes it more fun and engaging. You know, makes it more entertaining, while the bass of the Mega 5 EST always sounds very chill, very relaxed. It's not that it's bad or anything, no, it's an exceptionally well tuned IEM, but it is what it is. And as you can see as well, they both have that similar style of kind of a slight little dip here in the 2K area, and then peaking at 3. I mean, EPZ P50 and the highest senior, the Mega 5 EST, the 7th anniversary, they've got a very, very similar tuning. And then finally compared here with the Duno, and the Duno is probably the one that will surprise the most, because let me just put it in red, because again, the amount of energy that the Duno has, especially up top here. Graphically, you would never say that. Graphically, you would say that the P50 is as energetic, and it's not. And also, the bass of the Duno is just that little extra more present. Is it because of the difference that exists between that and then the upper mids? I'm not entirely sure, because upper mids never sounded behind. There's plenty of energy there always. I think it's, like I said, it's just down to the driver count. 2 BAs versus 4 BAs, 2 planars versus 4 planars, and by having 4 BAs and 4 planars, you can have an overall energy level which is higher, while having everything kind of more laid back in terms of how much they're actually having to work to produce all of that sound. Let's put it that way. And that's that. Just out of curiosity, I'm just going to show you the Mimosa. Let me just put the Mimosa in red. The Mimosa compared to the P50. Okay, that's the Mimosa. Just align it here quickly, and that's that. 1 DD versus another single DD, that's the reality. But then a single planar, while the P50 has got the 2 BAs, yes, and the 2 planars handling up all the upper frequency range. But you can see that both, if you look carefully, have got that kind of almost meta-ish type of attempt at the tuning. That slightly relaxed dip here in the 1 to 3K area on both, more prominent on the Mimosa, and then you can see the bass slowly going up and then becoming more prominent after a certain point. And that's that, guys. I think it was self-explanatory. Any questions you might have, please feel free to ask me and I'll do my best to answer. You take care now. Bye bye.